Do your job.
Marcos here for FightHubTV.com, standing with a living legend, Randy Couture. Randy, you've been in like 2 video games. How does that feel? I think you're like the only MMA guy that's been in 2 video games, no?
Yeah, I was in Command & Conquer as Commander Fuller, and now in the MMA game. So, it's kind of surreal. The first time was cool. I kind of got it. It was almost more like acting. I play a character and all that, and obviously this is a huge deal, I think, and represents our sport strongly, and so it's an honor for me to be on the cover and be involved with this game.
A lot of athletes I've talked to, they say sometimes they're not happy with their characters in the game. They say like, oh, I'm a lot stronger than that. Like, oh, I'm a lot faster than that. With your character, do you feel it represents you in the game correctly?
I think it does a pretty dang good job of representing me, and I think the cool thing about the game is I can take my character and go train and sharpen specific tools for a specific opponent, which is my approach to mixed martial arts anyway, so I like that.
You're certainly known for your masterful game plans. Speaking on your fight career, at this point in your career, do you want to keep on fighting, or you're good doing things like this now?
I've been having a blast getting to play some characters and do some acting. I'm certainly happy to entertain an interesting fight. I don't know that I'm going to be making any run at any titles anytime soon. I'm definitely looking forward to playing some more characters. I know we're going to shoot another Expendables here this spring coming up, and we'll see if they throw anything interesting at me in the fight game.
Speaking of the fight game, if there's an interesting name that comes up for you, is it at this point in your career you only want the big names, or it doesn't matter if it's an interesting fight and if it's good for the fans, you're willing to take it?
It's more about the being an interesting fight. It's not really about the name of the guy. It's about whether it's an interesting matchup, and that's what it's all about for me. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself.
You played Fedor earlier today, and everyone reported. And what happened in that match with you and Fedor?
It was interesting. I'm not a terribly astute gamer. I spent a little bit of time last night trying to learn the controller, and it was fun. We were back and forth, landed some shots, did some things, ended up getting taken down and getting hit with a good shot from the top position. So that's what happens.
Do you think if that fight really happened, that it happened between you two, that it would end up like that?
No.
Speaking of Fedor, we saw him finally lose to Werdum. Do you feel that Fedor lost his aura with that loss? Like the aura of invincibility is no longer there?
Well, I think we're all vulnerable and we're all human in this sport, and there's nobody going to stay undefeated forever. And so I think it was inevitable. I thought he was remarkable in how he handled it. His comment after the fight was I think classic, and I don't think he lost anything. I think if anything, by taking it the way he took it and doing what he does, he made more fans, in my opinion.
Certainly he was very graceful in defeat. Do you feel that, in your opinion, do you feel he's pound for pound in the world right now? Best fighter?
It's a tough debate. There's a lot of tough guys. Obviously George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, Brock Lesnar. I mean, there's a ton of tough guys out there right now. Pound for pound, it's a subjective thing. It's pretty tough to distinguish. So he's certainly in the top.
Speaking of Brock Lesnar, and I don't want to take too much time from you, Randy, you've been there in the cage with him. You know how strong he is. Tell me about his strength, but it looks like he's like the Incredible Hulk in there.
He's definitely a big guy, and he's a very agile guy for a guy that size. You don't find too many guys at 290 pounds that move the way he moves. So, and we see him developing more skills each and every time he fights. So, be interested to see how he does this weekend against Cain. He's got his hands full with Cain for sure. It's going to be a great fight.
Do you feel that Cain's the guy to take the belt from Brock?
I don't know if there is a guy. I think Cain has a great shot. He's got all the tools he needs. You got to go out and do it. And it could be any guy's night on Saturday.
Well, thank you very much, Randy. We certainly appreciate the interview. Is there any last words you want to leave the fans?
We're excited about this game. I think it's going to do real well, and I think everybody's going to love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Randy Couture.